After years of delays, a jury is now seated in the trial of the Utah mother accused of killing her husband and later writing a children's book about grief.
Just because he's not present here with us physically, that doesn't mean his presence isn't here with us.
That's Corey Richens, who went on TV to talk about her family's loss back in 2023. The next month, she was arrested and eventually charged with aggravated murder and other crimes after prosecutors say she gave her husband, Eric, a fatal dose of fentanyl. She pleaded not guilty and in 2024 denied the allegations to Dateline in an exclusive jailhouse message.
I'm anxious. I'm anxious to prove my innocence. I'm anxious to get to trial. And I'm ready to get this one heck of a fight.
Her defense team argued the scandal and spotlight around her case destroyed any chance at a fair trial, saying in a motion filed last week, more than 85% of potential jurors recognized the case, and about 60% have followed it closely. But that motion and a previous request for a change of venue have been denied by the judge.
Everyone's senses are heightened in a high-profile trial, not just the judge, but the jurors who can sense it. They see the press in the courtroom. They take their job much more seriously. Not that they didn't already, but the pressure is on.
Now, that 12-person jury will be back in court February 23rd when the trial begins. According to prosecutors, Richens had purchased fentanyl from her housekeeper on 2 occasions in 2022. They say she first drugged her husband's sandwich on Valentine's Day, but he survived. Prosecutors said weeks later she gave him that fatal dose of fentanyl. He died allegedly after an evening of sipping cocktails.
She learned that whatever she used on Valentine's Day wasn't strong enough.
Now, as we await trial, the Department of Homeland Security just recently issued a warning. The use of chemical and biological toxins to poison domestic partners is on the rise. They list 17 cases of people suspected or found guilty of trying to poison their family members since 2014. At least 11 have resulted in deaths. Among them, the Richens case and the case of the former Colorado dentist who murdered his wife with poisonous protein shakes, sentenced to life in prison.
We, the jury, unanimously and beyond a reasonable doubt, find the defendant, James Craig, guilty of murder in the first degree.
DHS concluded that there are 3 reasons why these cases are on the rise. They say it's the online availability of information about how to go about and perpetrate these poisonings. They say it's easy for perpetrators to obtain the chemicals. And then they also feel like perpetrators are not aware that they can get caught.
These disturbing reports also include more headlines this year after a mother in North Carolina was charged with murder for poisoning her daughter. In that case, a probable cause hearing is set for later this month. And such cases aren't only in the U.S., with a woman in Australia last year convicted of killing her in-laws with toxic mushrooms, a growing threat from inside the family. As the nation will be watching whether Corey Richens will be proven innocent or continue her grief journey behind bars.
Camila is joining us now. Okay, let's talk about that trial for Richens. What can we expect once it gets started?
Hallie, it's definitely going to be a very high-profile trial. We're all going to be following and watching along as this happens. And as our legal expert explained, all eyes are going to be on Corey Richens, on the jury, on the judge, really everyone in this case. In terms of the prosecution, we're definitely looking to see how they connect the dots, because back when this all happened, they did not find fentanyl at the home. So it will be interesting to see how they trace the fentanyl to her. In terms of the defense, what's going to be the most interesting here is whether or not she testifies. You saw that she was happily speaking to Dateline at some point. So is she going to want to speak? And is the jury going to believe her? And then the other thing is motive here, what both sides have to say about motive. There's been a financial crime involved here, according to the prosecution, and saying that she needed the money from her husband's life insurance policy. So it will be extremely interesting to follow along. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of the evidence in this case, Hallie.
You'll be tracking it. Camila Bernal, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.